There, it's a crazy, 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 crazy world out there. And even more so, it's the most disturbing one. It is sad, it is frightening, it is depressing, it is heart wrenching, it is arresting, it arrests your soul. Okay? It's devastating. It connotes and conjures up all your fears, all adjectives of anger into one. What's happening out there is one of those times where our humanity is called into question. Some of you have been following me on social media. I know. Some of you have been posting, and I'm not going to lie. If you go on my social media handle, you will see the site that I'm on. This is not about elections, so I can actually choose where I choose to stand. Right? I heard the foreign minister, sorry, no, the U.S. Defense, head of U.S. Defense. I can't remember what his exact title was. This just before I came, he was doing a live press conference with, I think, his equivalent in Israel, and one of the things he said was, "This is not a time to be neutral." Now, that's the only thing that he said that I agree with. What do you feel? We're not going to fight. You're not going to come on and tell me, oh, I was a fan of yours. Now I'm not a fan of yours anymore because you're taking this stance. No, no, no. I don't care whether you are a fan of mine or not. What I'm inviting you to do is to speak your opinion. And when I say speak your opinion, I'm saying let's talk about your opinion, and I have mine, without any anger, without any curses, being open to express yourself without necessarily losing your humanity. Right? One of the things that has been banded around is this thing about a single story. And I will tell you later what I feel about that. So I don't care whether you agree with me, if you've been following me on Instagram, because I have been arrested by nothing else but this news. Literally, my soul has been arrested. Yes, I have cried. I have cried for lives lost. I have cried, and I continue to cry every day, albeit with dry tears, for what I am watching on television. What I also find most disturbing, and it's beginning to happen in the last 48 hours, and you must expect it, is the sort of propaganda, media information propaganda, right? If you've been able to identify some, share it with me, okay? But what I want us to do, because I think we're at a place where people need to be able to express, they need to be able to vent. So many of us are feeling this. Let me be honest with you. When the Ukraine war started, here's the God's honest truth, because you all know this is Danfo conversations. We go jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga, and I am the driver, whilst the rest of you are my co-pilots and others are passengers. So we're all Danfoed together. Let me tell you something. When the Ukraine war started, I was not affected by it like this. In fact, I watched it day one, day two, day three, because I had, again, history of how they got there. I just thought, there they go, America doing it again. But you know what? The price of wheat is how it's affecting us in Nigeria. And I would like them to stop this war so that the world can get back to business, because we've just recovered from 2 years of COVID where there was no business. But alas, they had other ideas. So I'm just telling you, I didn't feel the Ukraine war actually the way I felt this. I really, really feel this. I feel a sense, I feel a powerless, what I said to my sister is, I feel a powerless sense of burden. Let me say that again. A powerless sense of burden. What is a powerless sense of burden? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I feel responsible. I feel like I must. I connect, and I do connect with their pain. And because I connect with the pain, I feel like I must continue to watch it irrespective of the fact that, as you know, I am a news addict. But I feel that's the only way I can help in my own little way is to never take my eye off what's going on and to keep abreast of the news. There's not a lot more I can do. Not a lot more. There's not a lot more most of us can do. We are just ordinary citizens. So I want you to be able to express to me today how you feel, what you feel, what your opinions are. Let's not do propaganda. Let's try and stick to the facts. Where you have questions and I'm able to answer, I will answer. Where you have questions and I'm not able to answer, put the question out there. Somebody might be able to answer. But let's speak out our feelings. Okay? The studio number is 0700 993 993 993. The female only line is 014657190. WhatsApp is 0809 597 5805. Website is nigeriainfo.fm. Social media is Instagram at Nigeria Info FM, Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, YouTube Nigeria Info 99.3, Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3. We will have a conversation. We are not going to put down anybody's religion, but if we need to refer to religion, we will do it respectably and respectfully. I am coming to the lines now. Let your calls come in. If we get a lot of calls, I will begin to shorten the time that I give you all to talk. Let's talk. Hello. Hello. Oh, Koboko, how are you? Yeah.
God bless you for bringing this topic so that we can express ourselves.
Yes.
On May 14, 1948,
yes,
the United Nations recognized Israel as a country.
Mm-hmm.
Arab, those Philistines waiting inside, that is Palestine now,
Mm-hmm.
to leave that they want to attack Israel. But unfortunately, Arab lost the war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Arab was not allow Philistines, Palestine, to enter. So they were not sharing border
Mm-hmm.
with Israel. They were managing until 1967. The Israeli army conquered Jerusalem. Because of that, Hamas was born,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to control Golan Heights, West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. So they have been fighting, and it is written that this war that they are fighting is not going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because it started from the old, when David pursued Moabites and took Jerusalem as the capital.
Mm-hmm.
David in the Bible was the person that took Jerusalem as the capital. Now, what am I expecting? Let me tell you the truth, though. The America and United Nations that I was thinking that they are going to settle this matter, I don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
England itself, that is UK. That one for me, they are right off. In final conclusion, what Hamas did was unacceptable, was barbaric, was a cake. Do you hear me?
I'm listening. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm listening to you.
Trying to level that place like when I was in village, when we used to play ball for as a land, when they get grass.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? So finally, it is only God that will settle Hamas. And Hamas are a terrorist group inside Palestine. So only God will settle Israel and the Palestinian war. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sisi.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, we have Emmanuel on the line. I'm calling from Ekwe.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah, I always say this. I say there are some things you don't choose, when it comes to life.
Mm.
You don't choose your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You don't choose where you are giving birth to.
Mm-hmm.
And some way, somehow, sometimes you don't even choose your religion.
Mm-hmm.
Circumstances does for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give away tribalism, religion. I mean, I want to set that aside and speak as
Yes,
a
you've
human.
set the stage. You've set the stage. Go ahead.
It's unfortunate that life are being lost like this. You see, things like this sometimes border issues, that linger for so long, of which parents, lost their life, grandparents lost their life. These things create hatred, for generation even yet unborn. So, in this taking side in this, when life of humans are being lost, is unfortunate. It's not. I want to blame the Palestinians on this. At the same time, I want to lay the blame so too much on Israel. But with what I've seen, with what I've followed so far for some time, I think Israel has been, should I say, bullying the Palestinians. It's getting too much, and those people just will have to react. I once heard of my friend who worked with one Israeli. And then he said the guy once told him that if not for the opera that will come out of the world, that they will have wiped out Palestine. The Palestinians out of the face of the earth. Which is
your Jewish friend said that to you, did he?
Yes. Okay. He said his boss. The boss was, I think, a reserve,
right,
in the Israeli army.
Right.
The way I've had it, they said the Palestinians, was it the Gaza State or so, that the economic of that environment is unfriendly. They've been reduced to little or nothing, in terms of economy, in terms of education, and so many other things. Just because you want to suppress these people, and yes, they will have to react. But it's unfortunate that the UN and even US, who is supposed to be the police of the world, they are not objectively, following. I'm not supporting what what these people did, in terms of entering to Israel and then killing people. But this thing should have been curbed.
I need you to wrap up, sir.
Yeah, in terms of, let's just come to the table. Draw the line for everybody.
Okay.
But I hope people who are in the know, who are in position of authority, will just comment. Because the life that are being lost and still being lost is just too much. It's too much, and it's
Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Chief Mr.
Chief Mister, good afternoon. How are you?
Thank you very much. This is my own opinion.
I'm listening.
What I'm saying is, like I always say, if men were God, I don't think this type of thing will happen. I hear some of us, they are children of God. I hear the other ones, we have been here before. We just want, and they want to bully us. We want to look, children. See that Saturday on beheading children.
That is not true.
But they kill children.
That is not true.
But children were
That
killed.
is not true. Please, I have asked everybody, if you can show me a video where you saw such a thing that happened last Saturday. Can send it, tag me at Cisioge Lagos. I'm afraid I cannot. You see, this is it. I can't allow propaganda to actually be spread. I'm not going to interrupt anybody from sharing their opinion, but that is not true.
But man, those people who give out that report, what is their own gain?
Sorry, say that again. I can't hear you now.
People who bring out this news that children are beheaded.
Because there is a lot of, remember in my introduction, permit me to answer your question. Remember in my introduction, I said to you,
Propaganda.
we have fallen into disinformation, misinformation, propaganda. Right? Now, I'm not going to be able to dispel all of them because I haven't seen none of them. Therefore, I haven't been able to fact check all of them. But you see this one that they say people are saying children were beheaded. There is no proof. In fact, media, international media organizations have been asking. There is no evidence of it. So unless you have seen evidence of it, which I am
Wow.
pleased to, please tag me. But if you haven't, let's not touch on it. Keep going. I want you to finish
Good
your
one.
point.
I will take that from you because this is what I hear over the news all over. So, like I say, they are children of God. God will not allow this type of thing to happen. What I've seen in all this is greed. What are they fighting for? Fighting for land. Hello, madam.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
What are they fighting for? Fighting for land, fighting for resources. Okay, good thing children will not be beheaded, but people are dying.
People have died, yes, and
people are dying,
continues
both
to
sides,
die.
both sides.
People have been dying for 75 years.
Look at that. What are they fighting for?
They are fighting for land. I need to go now because we're about to go. We're about to go to break. No, I've still got a minute. Go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry.
So they're fighting for land. Good. Like I said, if God is there for them, I don't think He will allow them to go through what they're going through today.
Okay.
So they should leave God out of this. It's just sheer greediness on both parties. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's one point I must agree with. You know, we need to leave God out of this, but you might disagree. I don't know. Let's talk. Do we have a minute to talk to somebody? We have a minute. Go ahead. If you can do your point in a minute. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's the name? Where you calling from?
I'm Halima from Isolo.
Okay, Halima, you have a minute before we go on break.
Okay.
Can you make your...
Thank you so much for this topic.
My pleasure. Well, not really, but...
In fact, since on Saturday, my sister had been crying. The life, mostly the ones, the children's life that have been lost. The most painful aspect of it all is that the way the so-called Americans and the European world are taking sides is so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking. All life should be matter. You can't. No life should. No, I don't believe any life is more important than the others. Eh? Now, this is how the same American and co supported Ukraine, and Ukraine are still being killed.
Yeah.
Today, they've not still even done any much in Ukraine.
Yeah, you have like 8 seconds. We're about to cut you off. I hear you. So your point is, it's cutting you off. I'm so sorry. We'll be back after the minute.
You have heard it before, and it's best you hear it again. The best is crowned the winner. The I Beg to Differ Debate Championship audition has begun. Secondary school students.
a Zionist. On a shelf in our kitchen was a tin box of the Jewish National Fund, into which we put coins to help the pioneers building a Jewish presence in Palestine. I first went to Israel in 1961, and I've been there since more times than I can count. I had family in Israel, and I have friends in Israel. One of them fought in the wars of 1956, 1967 and 1973, and was wounded in two of them. The tie clip which I'm wearing is made from a campaign decoration awarded to him, which he presented to me. I've known most of the prime ministers of Israel, starting with the founding prime minister, David Ben-Gurion. Golda Meir was my friend. So was Yigal Allon, the deputy prime minister, who as a general won the Negev for Israel in the 1948 War of Independence. My parents came to Britain as refugees from Poland. Most of their families were subsequently murdered by the Nazis in the Holocaust. My grandmother came to her home. My grandmother did not die to provide cover for Israeli soldiers murdering Palestinian grandmothers in Gaza. The present Israeli government ruthlessly and cynically exploit the continuing guilt among Gentiles over the slaughter of Jews in the Holocaust as justification for their murder of Palestinians. The implication is that Jewish lives are precious, but the lives of Palestinians do not count. On Sky News a few days ago, the spokeswoman for the Israeli army, Major Leibovich, was asked about the Israeli killing of, at that time, 800 Palestinians. The total is now 1,000. She replied instantly, 500 of them were militants. That was the reply of a Nazi. I suppose that Jews fighting for their lives in the Warsaw Ghetto could have been dismissed as militants. The Israeli Foreign Minister, Tzipi Livni, asserts that her government will have no dealings with Hamas because they're terrorists. Tzipi Livni's father was Eitan Livni, Chief Operations Officer of the terrorist Irgun Tzvai Leumi, who organised the blowing up of the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, in which 91 victims were killed, including 4 Jews. Israel was born out of Jewish terrorism. Jewish terrorists hanged 2 British sergeants and booby-trapped their corpses. Irgun, together with the terrorist Stern Gang, massacred 254 Palestinians in 1948 in the village of Deir Yassin. Today, the present Israeli government indicate that they will be willing, in circumstances acceptable to them, to negotiate with the Palestinian President Abbas of Fatah. It's too late for that, Madam Deputy Speaker. They could have negotiated with Fatah's previous leader, Yasser Arafat, who was a friend of mine. Instead, they besieged him in a bunker in Ramallah, where I visited him. It's because of the failings of Fatah since Arafat's death that Hamas won the election, the Palestinian election in 2006. Hamas is a deeply nasty organisation, but it was democratically elected, and it is the only game in town. The boycotting of Hamas, including by our own government, has been a culpable error from which dreadful consequences have followed. The great Israeli Foreign Minister Abba Eban, with whom I campaigned for peace on many platforms, said, "You make peace by talking to your enemies." However many Palestinians the Israelis murder in Gaza, they cannot solve this existential problem by military means. Whenever and however the fighting ends, there will still be 1.5 million Palestinians in Gaza and 2.5 million more Palestinians in the West Bank who are treated like dirt by the Israelis, with hundreds of roadblocks and with the ghastly denizens of the illegal Jewish settlements harassing them as well. The time will come, not so long from now, when they will outnumber the Jewish population in Israel. It's time for our government to make clear to the Israeli government that its conduct and policies are unacceptable and to impose a total arms ban on Israel. It is time for peace, but real peace, not the solution by conquest, which is the Israelis' real goal, but which is impossible for them to achieve. They're not simply war criminals, they're fools.
Welcome back. You heard that. Those are not my words. Those, or what you heard there, again I repeat, was the presentation by a Jewish Brit or a Brit Jewish old MP, Member of Parliament. So he's a lawmaker in England. He was given a presentation at the House of Parliament. He's talking about his experience, his history, his knowledge of what he knows and what he experienced, and of course, being the fact that he is a lawmaker, he is a politician, how he's been involved and where we are today. I needed you all to hear that because we really must separate. We really must separate the propaganda, and it's very hard, and it's going to become even harder to separate that propaganda. So I come back to those of you who have written to me. I think I have another message here. Is it still Dominic from Ikorodu? Yes. Dominic from Ikorodu and others who are saying, Sisioge, are you saying Israel was lying? I played you that clip. Those were not my words, I repeat. Though that was a presentation by a member of parliament. It's actually on my Instagram, but unfortunately, I think I didn't post all of it. Half of it has been missed out, which is why I also liked the opportunity of being able to play it today. So I'm going to go to a US, and I said, a US publication called Business Today. Israel-Hamas war. White House retracts Biden's claims on confirmed pictures of children's beheadings. Did you hear that? So let me read what was said to you. US President Joe Biden on Wednesday said that he has seen confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children, following reports that about 40 babies were killed by terror group Hamas. However, a White House spokesperson later confirmed that neither Biden nor US officials have seen images or independently confirmed reports of beheaded children. This is a quote. I never really thought that I would see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children, said Joe Biden, whilst addressing Jewish community leaders at a roundtable in the White House, and called the attacks by Hamas a campaign of pure cruelty. A White House spokesperson, that was the end of quote, by the way. A White House spokesperson then goes on to say, later told Washington Post that Biden and other U.S. officials have not seen pictures or confirmed such reports independently. The U.S. president's remarks were based on media reports and claims by Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's spokesperson, the White House said. I will post that. I know everybody in the studio is shocked. I will post that on my social media as well. As I said to you, what I can confirm, I will. What I can debunk, I will. What I don't know, put it out there, and perhaps somebody that knows will. There's also something else I'm going to read to you later. But in the meantime, let me answer your calls. Let's talk. Hello. Uh-oh. Hello. Right. Hello. Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Felix Namdi. I'm calling from Agbara.
Felix, go ahead from Agbara.
Felix Namdi, yeah.
Go ahead, Felix, my brother.
You see what is called propaganda towards the Israelites and the Israeli and the Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
According to what Putin said, do you listen to the news that Putin said, the analysis he made towards Hamas?
Mm-hmm.
That is the true cause of the Western part, that is the United States. They made Palestinians to suffer for what they never created. They are only trying to take away their rights, take away their land, take away their means of livelihood. You see, Israelites are the greatest racist in the world. If you don't know, I will tell you the truth.
I don't think we should be saying that, and I wouldn't like you to say that.
No.
Permit. No. Hold on. I will cut you off because I have the power to cut off. We will stay on facts, not on conjecture. So what you won't do, just as the person who foolishly called some time ago, who called me, what was that word the person used? Tribalist for no apparent reason. I cannot have you say that, irrespective of what side you're on. So let's stay on facts.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I was saying, you see, the war between Palestinians and Israelis has been going on for so long. And you can see, look at the way the Western part took side on Israel without even looking at the conditions and seeing the terrorist acts whereby the Israelis are putting on Palestinians for more than how many years? Going to 50 years. And you come out and say, oh, look at what Joe Biden just said. He said, okay, I will come and support you guys and give you arms and do this. It is not proper. It is not proper. Okay, now an attack on Israelites has
on
changed
the
Israelis.
The
Israelis on Palestinians. Do we hear it on radio? Do we hear it on news? No, we don't hear it. They cover it up. They just take it out of the media. Just a single attack, and you know those people, they have been enduring the
I need you to wrap up. The lines are blowing up. I need you to wrap up.
For too long.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Hey, no matter how they try, everybody, there's a time that even a kid will grow up to his father and tell his father, oh, what you are doing is not right.
Thank you.
One day that person will not be a boy forever. That person will be a man.
Thank you.
And that is what the Palestinians are trying to do. Okay.
I need you to wrap up. I need you to wrap up. Close. The lines are on fire.
So the only problem I'm having is the West. The West are the cause of the problem. I will tell you the truth.
Thank you very much, Felix.
The West.
Thank you.
The West, I don't support Israeli at all. I'm only saying that.
I hear you, Felix. I need to go because the lines are on fire and I've given you lots of time. God bless you. Thank you for your contribution. Hello. Turn off your radio, please.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is the merchant man.
The merchant man. Talk to me.
It's been a while, ma'am.
Indeed, yes. Talk to me.
Yeah. I think the issue here is propaganda, like they are saying. Even from your news platform, we heard then that some children were beheaded. And now, the news is turning to another
Google
thing.
it. And I always say, fact check what you hear. Fact check over and over and over again. All I did was fact check and it came up.
There was a time a question from Joy's program came where was the truth. So I actually said that it was not in the media because most times the media is used to misinform people.
Yeah.
But the truth is, no matter how we are trying to change the narrative, everybody saw what happened on Saturday. I think the essence of that Israeli response now is as a result of the invasion, which at the end of the day, the Hamas were, at least I read across so many sources, through so many sources, that Hamas we are saying that the people they took from their homes, they will use them as means of bargain in terms of negotiation. Now, somebody said children were beheaded. I think it will be offshoot of that report that somebody said.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Now you're doing conjecture and that's not true. What we are referring to is on Saturday, the President of the United States came out a couple of hours after that thing happened and he made a speech. So it's not because somebody is trying to, let's not do that. Please.
Okay. Are we not talking about the war now that Hamas invaded homes in
we are talking.
Israel?
Okay, we must be clear, right?
I think that
Hamas,
stimulated the
permit
whole
me.
violence now.
Yes, I know, but I need to correct you on this beheading of children. That you said that is why. That's, you heard what I read out. It was said by President of the United States. Now, the White House spokesperson has come out to say that is unverified news. There is no evidence. There is no video. They have not been independently able to confirm that. Right? That's the President of the United States repeated that from what the spokesperson of Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the president of Israel,
they are trying to say like it is their life. The monk, 1947 or about. Are you getting?
I'm listening to you.
Okay. So there have been negotiation, PLO and Israel being Arafat and all that before Hamas came in.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there are the people in Israel, like the Palestinians, the Israeli government does not recognize Palestine as a name. They recognize Arab Israelis. The option of being Israelis is there. They told them, you Palestinians living in Gaza, those people they call Palestinians, Gaza or West Bank, join Jordan. Jordanian government said no, they cannot join them. The Arabs cannot join them in Jordan. So now we have a state now, state of Israel.
Israel.
Join
Yes.
us, yes, as Arab Israelis. Like Yoruba Nigerians. So any Yoruba man can say, I want to stay apart from Nigeria. It's very difficult to say I want to have a Yoruba nation. So it's just like that. The Arabs should take the Arab Israeli.
Lagos, parents and guardians, gather here because I've got sweet gist for you. And if you've heard it before, well, it's definitely best you hear it again. The I Beg to Differ Debate Championship audition has commenced. So, if you're in secondary school and you're between the ages of 13 to 16, you can now compete for the grand prize of 1 million naira. Yes, and only the best will be crowned the winner. Registration has started and it will end October 20th. How do you register? All you have to do is upload a 4-minute sound recording, 2 minutes arguing in favor, and 2 minutes arguing against. We want to hear you argue both sides so we can see how good you are. Successful candidates will be contacted via email. So, are you bold? Are you outspoken? Do you have what it takes? Then, enter for the championship. Visit nigeriainfo.fm to begin your registration now. Again, visit nigeriainfo.fm to begin your registration now. Good luck.
This is an infomercial.
to stay on track, the truth, of propaganda. And I want you to listen next.
The Palestinian people's right to self-determination, their right to justice, must also be recognized. And put yourself in their shoes. Look at the world through their eyes. It is not fair that a Palestinian child cannot grow up in a state of their own, their entire lives with the presence of a foreign army that controls the movements, not just of those young people, but their parents, their grandparents, every single day. It's not just when settler violence against Palestinians goes unpunished. It's not right to prevent Palestinians from farming their lands or restricting a student's ability to move around the West Bank or displace Palestinian families from their homes. Neither occupation nor expulsion is the answer. Just as Israelis built a state in their homeland, Palestinians have a right to be a free people in their own land.
You heard that. Again, that's not propaganda. That was a video, and it wasn't AI, because I do remember him making that speech of the former U.S. President Barack Obama, who was speaking on the Palestinian war. Now, here's something I'm going to read to you. It's a letter dated November 2nd, 1917. Yes, I repeat, November 2nd, 1917. It is the letter, or the letter that changed the world. Yes, if you go on YouTube, there's a documentary. There's a documentary by Al Jazeera, and if it wasn't so big, I would have posted it on my handle. It tells you the genesis of the Palestine-Israel conflict. It dates back to the Ottoman Empire. You see, back before that letter was written, there were Christians. There were Jews, some Jews, there were Muslims. There were Christians of different faith, like sort of different denominations in that area called Palestine. But the majority of them were Palestinians, right? But everybody lived happily. There was no fights, there was no quarreling. Everybody went about doing their thing as one should. And then that letter happened. That's one event. As you move forward, a second event happened, which is possibly one of the, well, I would say it is one, well, it's one, not the most. It is one of the most heinous crimes in the world, called Hitler's Second World War. In the Second World War, you must know, and if you don't know, I will be very embarrassed, that millions of Jewish people, were killed by Hitler. Hitler's Nazi Germany. You must have watched it in films, you'd have read it in books, you'd have seen it on the news, and you'd have heard it referred to again and again and again in recent days, since the horrid attack by Hamas on Saturday. So, of course, what then happens? More Jewish people moved to that area called Palestine. And in 1948, I think it was, a Jewish state was born. You can correct me on that. Please check it. People have said to me, well, are you saying to me that Jewish people didn't have a home? Are you saying they didn't have a home before? Jewish people lived happily in the diaspora. They lived everywhere. They didn't have an issue. Jewish people. Judaism is the religion. Are we clear? You must learn to separate Jewish people to Zionists. So you see all those classifications come into play when you're looking at such a complex situation as the one we are in now. You heard Balfour in his letter refer to Zionism. Well, permit me to say there are several practicing Jews, so Jewish people who practice Judaism, who are Arabic Jews, who do not support Zionism. And that doesn't make them anti-Semite, because we also must separate that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me anti-Semite. It doesn't make you anti-Semite. Because unless you actually distinct all of those from the other, you get lost into the quagmire. And it is a quagmire. It is a mire. It's turning and it's shaping our thoughts, and it's deeply introspective. It forces you to check every bone, every existence. What threads you as a human? I'm not going to give you my opinion yet. I'm going to come to your calls. Let's talk. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sister.
Yes, well, you know what happens now? You snooze, you lose. So you got 1 minute. Oh, yeah, because we're nearly at the end. Go ahead.
So please, there's a question I want to ask. My name is Mazu there.
Mazu, go ahead.
What is the problem? This problem, the whole world knows the truth. You understand? If anyone knows that the owner of that land, the first occupants of that land, who is the owner? The world must come out and talk about who is the owner of that land that's causing problems. Because anything that is happening in this world gets reasons why it's happening. Go to the reason why this thing is happening. It's because there's a fault somewhere someone don't want to bear. So we need to know the truth. Only truth set us free, not any other thing, not
Thank
God,
you.
not anything.
Thank you.
So please, we need to do these things to know the owner.
The owner of what? The owner of what?
The land is.
I've just read this. I've just read a letter to you, where Balfour, the former Prime Minister of the UK, wrote to the Foreign Office, Lord Rothschild, saying they want to create a land for Israel in Palestine. He referred to it as Palestine. That is not a new letter. We have that letter. We're able to get access to that letter because the British do release certain things, and this has been around for years. It's just started doing the round again.
This problem of killing.
Well, okay, that's different. That's different. Yeah.
Who is the cause?
Yeah, but it's too complex to just say you. That's why I'm trying to educate everybody. So please keep listening.
What you're telling me, but the cause of that problem, how will it
Which
stop?
problem?
So
well, okay, well,
Palestinian and Israelites.
Well, you've heard how it starts. I don't know what you want me to say that you're not hearing, but
I know you said it, but it may not be the truth.
Well, if you don't believe me, then that's okay.
Not you, I don't believe. People are saying it.
No, but it's not people. I've just read you a letter from 1917.
That very man may be playing politics, I know.
No. 1917. The man died many decades ago. The letter I read was from Lord Balfour, who was the Prime Minister in 1917. We got to go. Good talking to you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
I want to wait. So
you have a minute, sir. Go on.
Yeah, you read on Nigeria.
Yes, I read
Again,
letter of Balfour.
different from the amalgamation of Nigeria. Probably happened around the time.
Yes, amalgamation. You make a good. Our amalgamation started in 1914, and theirs was 1917. Yes, go ahead, sir. You make a good point.
So here is the point. In the Bible, whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or Judaism, it was taken there, the original land of Jerusalem. Let's not talk about Palestine. Let's not talk about where the land is created. Egypt, Jerusalem has not moved physically or spiritually. So that land was ceded to them. Abraham bought, paid money. David paid money. So is his
Sorry, David paid. Hold on. Stop.
Yeah.
Abraham paid money.
Yes.
David paid money to whom?
To the owners of where they now.
No, who are the owners? Who are the people that Abraham and David paid money to?
I will not be able to say the name of today, but they
No. Back then in the Bible, I'm asking.
Yes. So,
Who did they pay to in the Bible? I'm asking. Who was it?
I don't have the exact name now.
Right.
They were people they paid money to.
Right. How much did they pay?
It's also contained in the Bible, like those chronological facts as we speak now.
I see.
But
okay, go ahead.
I know for a fact that transactions happened and they scattered. There was a reason they scattered. They didn't just scatter overnight. God didn't place them all over as diaspora. Something happened that took them all over the place.
And what is that?
Spiritual issues and all. The point I'm making is that I'm not supporting apartheid is not good, whether it's in South Africa or in Palestinian land. What I'm saying is that let's not just take the 1917 later. Let's be historical about it.
What is the history is what I'm asking. So you've said Abraham paid, but you haven't been able to give me context of whom Abraham paid. You said Daniel paid. You haven't been able to tell me who Daniel paid. Now tell me something. David, rather, I beg your pardon.
No problem.
Are you saying that according to the Bible, Jerusalem was already bought? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Right. Okay. When you say Jerusalem was already bought in the Bible, why then, let's bring it back, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm not an expert on the Bible. I am asking. Why then would 1917, the land, Lord Balfour, need to seek for support from the Foreign Office to actually, how do you say, to cede, if you like, this part of this Palestinian land to Israel?
Yeah. So the answer is this. Something happened. And that something that happened had to do with God being annoyed with them.
I see.
They were scattered all over the world.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
They are coming back to start a land, as it were. So that is now but the owner of the land is not material as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking at the solution. They have divided it into two land states and all that.
No, they haven't.
Be truthful about it.
They haven't. No, they haven't. No, they have not.
No, they did.
No, they have. They have not. Kindly go back, sir.
Populated by Palestinians.
Sir, no, that is not true, sir. Please go back. There is a map that shows you what has happened. Yeah. What has happened is one side, right, continues to be pushed back, whilst another side continues to expand.
Okay.
Right, so, but I've got to go because it's been great talking to you. We don't have much time, and I haven't closed. Thank you. I like that. I like what you did. Thank you so much. So can I ask? Oh, hello, sir.
Thank you. This is Don.
Yes, I haven't read my messages. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you have a minute, sir.
Thank you very much. That letter you read, and all the what you said is an eye opener to me and to people. But I'm going this way to everybody listening to you. In fact, that history will go on and on and on and on and on. That ending. You understand? Many people will not understand what is going on if you have not read the Bible very well, unless you are a theologian, before you come up with authentic reason, just like the last caller said. You understand? Somebody was saying that the Western world, and the Western world, he wanted to say something and you hurt him very well. Thank you very much for that. Chichioge, you are doing a good job. Now, listen, when you say Western world, I'm talking about America and the Britain. You understand the Britain?
I know, sir. I know. Go ahead.
Who are the Britain and who are the Israelites? This is the question I want people people to push on. You understand? Who are the Western world? Generally, who are the Western world? Who are the Israelites?
Thank you.
I want people to just start saying something on this very question.
Okay, thank you so much.
I want to know personally, who are the Western world? Who are the Israelites?
Okay, unfortunately, my show's ending soon. I wish I could do this for 4 hours, but I would try. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to come to your messages. Sorry, I have not been reading them. Forgive me. I have a message from Greenwich who says, Israel has been lying for years. The news that Hamas beheaded babies were also debunked by their ally, exactly, saying it was propaganda. Israel aims to chase Palestinians chase Palestinians off their land and take it over. Historically, Islamically, and biblically, the land belongs to Palestinians. Genesis 12:34 is evidence. Thank you, Greenwich. What have we got here? Don't make your message longer. We don't have time. Dear Cecil Gittel in Palestine is a deeply existential one, goes without saying. That said, but let it be known that both sides would include misinformation in their attempt to whip up sentiments and draw the international community to itself. In the end, what is clear is that beyond children and perhaps a few other persons, everyone on both sides is guilty. It's former that my pity lies. Unfortunately, in the war of nations, there is sure to be casualties on both sides. You will have collateral damages as the world order continues to play out their conspiracies, irredentism, and all the isms and schisms. I'll just say something. That's one of the most delightful text messages I've ever read on this show. Mike and Ikeja, you write so beautifully. Please keep writing. Keep writing. Thank you. I really enjoyed reading that. If I had more time, I would read it again. In fact, I wish that I'd saved it to close the show. Thank you so much, Mike. Good afternoon, ma'am. I still believe this conflict could have been avoided. Hamas group in Palestine started the attack. Now they have higher numbers of casualties. They are crying out. I only feel deeply sorry for the elderly, children and women. God save us all. That's Wise from Isheri Oshun. Thank you, Wise. God save us indeed. Good afternoon, Madam Ireti. David paid for the threshold of Aruna in 2 Samuel 24:24. However, Israel had been attacked several times. So what does that mean? You should have finished that now. You know, we're here to learn. Somebody sent me a video that they want me to play. But unfortunately, I can't play videos that I don't know what is in them because, we have rules and we have to ensure that, it's not propaganda and it's befitting and check it before we do so. But here's what I'm going to do because I'm about to be thrown off air. And my madam is already looking. She's looking tightly. So I'm not going to have time to say much. But I will have time to kind of remind us all of something. Do you remember a wonderful man? He's dead now. His name was Nelson Mandela. Do you remember? We loved him. Do you remember he was put in prison for how many years, sir? 27 years. Do you remember? Do you remember Nelson Mandela was fighting against apartheid, right? Now, are you aware that Nelson Mandela was the founder of an organization called MK? Yes, MK was classed as a terrorist organization. MK, go and check it. Just put Nelson Mandela plus MK. MK was founded after, and I'm going to quote what Nelson Mandela says. Nelson Mandela said, at the beginning of June 1961, I and some colleagues came to the conclusion that as violence in this country was inevitable, it would be unrealistic and wrong for African leaders to continue preaching peace and non-violence at a time when the government met our peaceful demands with force. I don't have much time, but I liked what Mike said. He said, humanity is the one we should care about. But I'm also going to say something to you. Where do I stand? I stand on the side of the oppressed, not the oppressor. I do. I'm being frank and honest with you. That's where I stand. Unfortunately, I don't have time. I think I only have seconds. So we're not going to be able to talk about it. But something exciting is coming soon. I'm traveling tomorrow, and that's something exciting I should be sharing with you soon. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Love each other the best you can. Bye-bye.
Well, if you are somebody who is an argumentator in this city of Lagos, then you probably have been keeping your ear out for when the next I Beg to Differ championship is coming up. Well, wait no more, because Lagos, the tournament is officially back and auditions have commenced. Secondary school students from the age of 13 to 16 can compete for the grand prize of 1 million naira. Yes, 1 million naira. You heard me. And
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.